Hello everyone, welcome to NCERT 6 to 10 class in short. Today we will be discussing the first chapter of grade 6 Civics, Understanding Diversity. Before moving to the class, if you really like the video, like, share, comment, subscribe the channel and enable the bell icon. Click all for getting all the notifications. We know people differ from each other in the place they live, the language they speak, cultural backgrounds, rituals they observe, and all. That is, people differ from one another in terms of region, religion, culture, looks, language, taste, food, rituals, etc. In the case of Indian people, these differences enrich our lives and make India unique and diverse. One of the stories given in the textbook is The Lights Changed by Poil Sengupta. This is a story of two boys who are entirely different from each other. Both have the name Samir, but one is Muslim and the other is Hindu. So they called Samir Ek and Samir Do. Samir Ek knows English and Hindi, but Samir Do knows only Hindi. Samir Ek engaged in cycling while Samir Do sold newspapers. These were the differences between them. But still, they could become friends. The difference in language or religious belief of one does not prevent him or her to become friends with another who is entirely different from the former. Besides these differences, there was one more difference between Samir Ek and Samir Do. Samir Ek went to school while Samir Do did not. Here we call this difference as not difference but inequality. This is a kind of inequality. In addition to the difference in language, culture or religion, there are some other differences. The difference in the opportunity. Some may have the opportunity to learn while some may not. Some may have good food, shelter and clothes while some may not. These differences can be termed inequality. Or in other terms, inequality comes about when a person does not have the resources and opportunities that are available to other persons. The caste system which was prevalent in the world is an example for inequality. According to this system, society was divided into different groups depending upon the work that people did, and they were supposed to remain in those groups. This system was considered irreversible. So, if your parents were potters, you could only become a potter, nothing else. And because you were not supposed to change your profession, it was not considered necessary for you to know anything more than what you needed in your profession. This created a situation of inequality. Next, we will be discussing about the diversity in India. India is a country of many diversities. We speak different languages, have various types of food, celebrate different festivals and practice different religions. We do many things similar except that we do them in different ways. That is like the two sides of a same coin. Now let's do one activity given in your textbook. List at least 3 different ways in which people in India do the following. One of the possible answers has been provided for you already. First one, different ways in which people pray. One is given through singing a hymn. You can add more by doing namaz in mosque, by singing Qurbana prayer in church. Then second one, different ways in which people get married. Through signing a register in the court, it is already given, by doing nikah, by tying the wedding note from the temple. These are the different ways in which people get married. Then third one, different ways in which people dress. So one is given, in Manipur, women wear a fanak. And you can add more. Here in Assam, Assamese women wear mekhela sador and Kashmiri people wear farans. You can add your own. Then fourth one, different ways in which people greet each other. So in Jharkhand, many Adivasis say Johar to greet each other. It is already given. In Rajasthan, people say Khamma Gani to greet people. And in Tamil Nadu, people use Vanakkam to greet people. Then fifth one, different ways in which people cook rice. By making biryani with meat or vegetables. That is given. By making pulao with basmati rice, and by making ghee rice with ghee, cashew and raisins. In this way you can complete that table. How do we explain diversity? A little more than 200 years ago or long before, People traveled from one part of the world to the other on ships, on horses, on camels, or on foot. Why did people travel? What was the purpose of traveling? So, there were different purposes. First one, in search of new lands to conquer. Second, in search of new places to settle in. Then, in search of people to trade with. In search of food if there were drought and famine in their land. In search of work and to escape from war sometimes. Once they got to a place, people stayed there often for a long time. Now let's discuss the different aspects that led to diversity. First one, travel. Travel led to diversity. As people began to make their homes in new places, people began to manage a little, and other times they managed to do things in the old ways. So, their languages, food, music, and religions became a mix of the old and the new. Out of this intermixing of culture came something new and different. In this way, travel led to diversity. Second one, history led to diversity. The history of many places shows us how many different cultural influences have helped to shape life and culture. Thus, regions become very diverse due to their unique histories. In this way, history also led to diversity. Third one, different geographical area led to diversity. Diversity also comes when people adapt their lives to the geographical area in which they live. For example, living near the sea is quite different from living in a mountainous area. Similarly, city life is different from village life. Different lifestyles also led to diversity. Not only do people have different eating and clothing habits, but even the work they do are different. In cities, it is often easy to forget how closely people's lives are tied to their physical surroundings. This is because in the city, people seldom grow their own vegetables and grains. Instead, they depend on the market to buy all the food and other goods that they need. As a result, there were no intimate relationship among each other in a city life. But in the case of a village life, it is very different. People in village had strong and close relations, and they have grown the grains and vegetables they need by themselves. In the upcoming video, we will be discussing about Ladakh and Kerala to understand more about how culture and geographical area led to diversity. Until then, bye and thank you.